Everybody, this is Lewis from WebProdigy. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to insert a contact form inside your website. You can embed it right on the website so it looks nice, clean, sleek, and you can get the job done. But the skills needed are HTML and PHP. Shouldn't be too difficult. We definitely recommend an intermediate understanding just so you can understand what's going on and all the places why, what needs to be where, and how to edit, what you need to edit, why you need to save things, you need to save them. But let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. So once you visit the page on the website, first thing it'll say is please click here to get code. I'm going to go ahead and open it in a new tab so I can look back and forth from the directions. Okay, so I clicked it and then it says select form created using HTML. So it gives you a little picture for those who aren't watching the video, but you know it's in the link. So you'll see the form created right here. Go ahead and click on that, and then you'll be up to speed. So part 3 says implement the HTML. Implementing the HTML just means you need to grab the HTML code and you're going to go ahead and copy it to a new HTML document. So as you can see, it even says it right here, copy and paste directly into your HTML web page. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to grab it from bottom to top. I don't know, just because I feel like it. Go ahead and stop right here. Command C. Go ahead and open your code editing software, Dreamweaver. You're going to go ahead and start a new HTML document right here. Go ahead and place that right in the body. And then you can see all this stuff going on. That's the entire form. And basically, if you want to see the preview, what it looks like, you can click right on over here. Boom, pops up, perfect. You know, in other videos, I go over how you can get rid of this stuff. But if you want to do it real quick, you know what to look at. You can get rid of this little parentheses, the href, which is linking to their personal page, and then the HTML form, word, and then the end parentheses. So you can go ahead and get rid of all that. Boom. It'll just be a nice and clean contact form, which is good. It's what you want. And we should save our work as we go in case you lose anything. So I'm going to go ahead and save it now because the first step is completed. So we'll save it to the desktop. We'll call it contact forum.html because this is just practice. So actually we'll call it contact tutorial. Makes more sense. That's just personal. So alright, so now it's all saved. Contact tutorial. Now we can go back to the directions and see step 2, or step 4 in this case. Now, this is where it gets tricky. All the code does not go under one HTML document. So the next implementation we're going to be doing is the PHP. As you can see below, there's going to be a bunch of code we have to copy, and then the specific name we have to save it as. Now, unless you're familiar with PHP and you can change it all yourself, with you're confident in your abilities, then I would just leave it for now until you get used to looking at it, used to editing little parts of it, understanding what is where and what does what. So we'll go ahead and leave that there for now. We're going to go over to the other website, and this is the PHP script. We're going to go ahead and copy it. Okay. We're going to go back to Dreamweaver. Now we already saved this HTML document. We're going to go ahead and start a new one again. Instead of HTML up here, it's going to be PHP because it's a PHP document, and that's how we do it. So normally in a PHP, you can get rid of all this junk. You don't really need the skeleton. It will work without it. Go ahead and copy all that in. So boom, copied in. You see everything looking good. Click preview. Thank you for contacting us. This is the personalized message the person will receive after they filled out your contact form. So if you want to change it, with the WYSIWYG user interface, you can just highlight that. You can see where it is down here. You can literally write whatever you want that you want the customer to see or whoever's filling out the PHP. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the directions so we can keep following step by step, which is good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, it's in the directions. You can read it over here or you can come over here, but the next step would be to come in the script and make sure you change these 2 lines. Now what these 2 lines are going to be doing is This is why I got confused the first time. No one really told me. It was kind of like, not there, especially when I was a beginner learning. But this is the comment form that changed 2 lines. This is where you will be sending, this is where they will be sending the emails. So I'm going to go ahead and put Lewis@WebProdigyResource.com. In case you're wondering, that's my portfolio site. So, all the emails, once they've filled out the contact form, it will send over to my Rivera Projects email. This is the subject line, and what this is going to do is when it sends me the email, what I will see when they submit it. So, if you want to be alerted, put something specific like, Rivera Projects customer question, or something that that they filled it out on your web page. You can get back to them as soon as you can. Now, if you click over to the preview, obviously nothing will change because this is all back-end code, so you won't see anything. But you have to do this or else it will not work. It will not send it anywhere. Okay, now when we go back to the directions, you can see it says right here in bold, you now have to save the file as HTML_form, blah, blah, blah. So go ahead and copy that. We're going to bring it back to Dreamweaver, and we're going to go ahead and save as. Now I'm going to go ahead and save it to the desktop because that's where I saved my HTML document. And go ahead and get rid of all that and then save. Just like I copy and paste to make sure I don't mess anything up. Okay, now that I saved, it's giving you this error, well, not error, but because it's not linked to anything. They are 2 separate pages right now. They're both saved as individual pages, and that's not good. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go back to the directions, and step 5 of my tutorial is linking HTML and PHP so that, the HTML calls on the PHP, and, once the person submits it, the PHP document will take over. And you do it the same way you do it by adding a style sheet, which is format, CSS styles, attach style sheet. If I'm going too fast, you can review the video, or you can even go over the paragraphs or the pictures. Every little bit helps. So we're going to go ahead and go to the contact tutorial. We're going to go up to the heading. Oh, that's another thing. You always have to link in the heading. So I usually link in the beginning. Right before the ending, I'm sorry. So you're going to go ahead and go CSS styles and attach style sheet. You're going to go ahead and browse wherever you save the PHP document. Now remember, you wouldn't link the HTML because this is the HTML, so you don't want to link to itself. You want to make sure the PHP is linked to the HTML. The HTML is always the main document. So you're going to go ahead and add it as a link and then hit OK. So now this should pop up. Link href HTML send.php.css. So, it's basically linking it like a CSS document, calling on it. You can go ahead and save that, and then boom, they are linked. So now you should be good to go. So what you have now is you have your HTML document with the form in it right here. You have your HTML form send.php that is linked to the HTML through the link right here. And then all you're going to need to do now is, after you make sure you fill out the email section in the PHP, you just test it live. Now for a couple of tips and tricks, we can go through the PHP right now, and we can just go over a couple of things. For example, the table width is always defined in pixels. You see how I highlighted that number? The outer border became black. You can always make it wider as long as you want. Basically, these table cells are restricted to the width of the table. So if you make the cells longer, you're going to have to widen the table width in order for it to fit appropriately. Obviously, it's pretty easy to find out what goes where because it just says where they are. Like, aka you can highlight your first name, change whatever you want right in there. If you want to change the size of the bar, see how I click the bar for insertion? The max length, you can tell, always goes by characters. So in this case, it's 50 characters long, and the current size is 30. The max length is 50. So if we go down, change it to 20, you can guarantee that the first name bar will be shorter than the last name. Other things are, let's see, for beginners, I would say that, text area, also another character, max length 1,000 characters, which is the bottom, and then you can define the columns and rows. The things with the table cells with the asterisk are basically stating that if you do not fill them out, they come back, they return as false, which means that the PHP will be different. It won't say thank you for submitting. It will say you're going to have to go back and fill it out, basically. So okay, so everything is looking good. You can go ahead and save that, and now if you want to test it out, you're going to go ahead and have to put it live, save it to your local disk, and then just run it, and you will be able to prompt it up. We can take one last look at the directions, see if there's anything else we missed, but that really should be it. As long as you have the HTML, the PHP, you have them linked, you have the PHP saved as HTML form, how it's prompted, and then you should be good to go. So that's it. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned a little something new. It's very useful when you want to put things on your email. I mean, not your email. I'm sorry. When you want to put things on your website, you can have people contact you directly. It's less of a hassle because they can honestly just fill it out right on the thing instead of opening their mailbox and stuff. So hope you guys use it. If you have any more questions, you can email to me directly at support@webprodigy.com. You can even comment on the video, like it, whatever you feel necessary. Thank you guys again.